Hello, everybody. Welcome here, or welcome back, whatever the case may be. I am today wanting to follow along with a makeup tutorial by Dawn, who was on the recent season of RuPaul's Drag Race. And they tend to do very fairy like things, very different than just makeup. And I thought it looked really interesting. I do not have anything similar in facial structure or type. My skin won't be the same as theirs. They are very young. Um, but I do like the creativity, and I won't have the same products that they do and the same tools necessarily that get used. But I have, I think, enough stuff around here that I could approximate a challenge for this. I'm putting on this.
Be cute. I don't know how to be cute.
That's Dawn.
Okay. Good? Good? Okay, Drag Race season 16. And last week, I put my mother in drag. However, it wasn't like a tutorial. And the number one thing that I get on like any of my social media channels is that people want to know how to paint like me. And it's so interesting to me to see like the processes that y'all do. So I'm here today to give you the official, the gag worthy, the premier and notable Dawn makeup routine technique tutorial, and we're gonna get into it.
So that is what I'm going to be trying to follow. And I'm going to put it on and start. I'm not going to be trying to show it to you while I do it. So please, by all means, go find the tutorial, watch the tutorial. I'm going to probably just cut in the pieces of things. I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to go. I haven't done this before. I don't really follow tutorials. Never have. I've watched them, been inspired by them, but I've never actually tried to do one. So that's what I'm going to do today. And in the meantime, in the background, we are going to be listening to some more or watching some more of the magical forest music. Yeah, in this fairy tale paradise thing here. It's the most recent one that went up on their channel from this date. So if people want to find it. Now, I also, people may notice, I put up sort of a decorative wall. The brown behind the hutch wasn't doing it for me. So I went to the dollar store and got some, sticky shelf tape or shelf liner, sticky shelf liner, and put that up. And there's some little butterflies and some little flowers. It was just very inexpensive stuff. If I don't like it, I just rip it right off. But I thought that's better than the brown. It's not even wood. It was just brown. What do they call it? Press board. Not very exciting. And I also did the same thing down there, but you can't really see it. So that's what we're doing. Oh, and I left the can of Lysol spray there. I will remove that in passing at some point. So I'm going to watch some of this and kind of work back and forth. I don't want that playing in the background at the same time I'm doing this. So let's see how that goes. So it does seem that the very first thing that they are starting with is gluing down the eyebrows. And I must admit, I did try that a time or two to absolute failure on my end, which is why I end up just shaving these. Now, I think for this look, I have to have no eyebrows. So I'm going to go and address that issue, and then I will return. Okay, eyebrows done. I end up just taking them off. So I don't know how to translate this any other way. So I just remove them. It's just so much easier than me trying to deal with those, Neanderthal woolly annoying things, and they grow in fast enough. And I can draw them on in the meantime, so I don't really care. Now, it seems they are doing a face of green makeup because that's what their fans requested. But they recommended doing pink or blue or something of that nature. So I think maybe I'll do like the blues and purples or something like that maybe. I only have so many color options in the types of products that I have, and I'm going to be improvising a lot, I think. So I am going to try and pull some things together, and then I will be back. This is where I have a lot of my makeup. These are my palettes. I have my brushes over here. I have some stuff in here. I also have, this is my, I have liquid latex, spray alcohol. Well, that's just an empty setting spray. Got more of these clown sticks, from Spirit Halloween. This kind of makeup stuff here, cream makeup. I think that might have been a dollar store. I have a few of these things. I have a bald cap, my devil horns, fake blood, fake fangs. I also, somewhere around here, have fake skin. Right, so it's just a bunch of odds and ends that I've had for a while. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going through, seeing what I've got for stuff. So we'll be back again. Okay, here we are. I think I have an idea. I may have to turn that down just a touch. There we go. Now it might be too quiet for you, but I can think now. I have this lid, just lid to like an old vitamin container, and I'm going to put in some of this cream white, and I'm going to take probably like the blue or something from my Bruise palette, my Ben Nye, and see what that gives me as far as something that I can sort of paint with. Because this comes out kind of like white latex paint. But I don't know how pigmented it is or anything like that. So, all these experiments, and we will see. We will see what it's like. That's where I always lose things, right where I like them. But I'm going to go in here. See, I have a bunch of tools that were pumpkin carving tools I got at the dollar store. And I find that I use these often when I'm trying to do things like this, where I want to scrape products out of things like this. I can literally go in and scrape out some product and then use that to sort of stir it and all the other things that I need to do. So we'll see how easy this is to mix into here. I just can't tell you. So far it just looks like blue encapsulated into the white. I don't see any bluish white. I hope it doesn't take like a ton of product. Because my Ben Nye bruise wheel is a fairly pricey item, but I don't use it that often, so I don't mind taking a little bit from it if it gives me what I want. The worst is when you take things like that and it doesn't give you what you want. You end up still having just wasted it. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Maybe if I use the brush to mix this up. And I am I've had this brush for a couple years because I have a couple of them already in the go that I like. So this was my backup brush in case something happened to those because I like it so much. But I think I want to do a dedicated brush for this concoction. So I'm going to take this out here for the very first time and use it. Oh, making a mess of myself here. Clean that off with the brush. If I end up making too much of a mess of myself, that's just going to mucky things up when I go to apply stuff. Oh yeah, okay, that mixes up better. That's what I needed to do. And it's turning into something. Looks like a blueberry cream. Maybe that's not quite the color I'm going for, but we'll play around. Right now it's just for my nose. It's dark enough. Let's see. Lots of color. And it paints on. And all in all, that didn't take a lot. Because I still have what I mixed up in there. That was just what was on the brush. Ugh. I may have to go and wash my hands first. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back. Okay, so she went ahead and did white here, and mine still had the stuff on the brush. So I have to go in and try to, I'm just going to try and put some on with my finger then and get this on here. Because I'm sure that's going to be a highlight or a tone of that other anyway. Ultimately, it would kind of have to be. Okay. And I'm going to still, where else would that probably go? Probably in here. I don't see that yet, but I'm just going to make a logical guess so that I can just put it somewhere. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Maybe it's sponge time. I can sponge that. You don't get quite the same coverage. Because they only did the brow part here. I'm just going to put that there for now. I'm wondering still if I can use my white crayon for here. No, that's not gonna, it just scrapes that off. The things I learn. What if I drew that on with black? Like that. And here. Make that really tiny there. I'm just gonna do my fingers. I don't have all the brushes for doing this kind of thing, that's for sure. But I will approximate as best I can. And I think see, because it's a bruise color of purple, it's not a pretty purple, but it is something on my face. Let's see, I'm gonna see what else they have going on here. So now it seems they're going in and doing the shape of the eye, which looks rounded here and then pointed out here. And I think I'm going to draw that on with this pencil here, because why not? And it looks like it goes arch here. Down here. Actually, there's this higher in here. And down. And this goes. I'll do this first. Oh, no, that's two. Oh no. That's probably here. No. Here's what it is. It is what it is. Because apparently this is the eye shape, not an eyebrow. And that comes down here. And down. And around. That's hard to put a rounded shape over certain areas. And so I kind of go right in where that is. That's kind of cool. That works for me. It comes out to a point. Probably that should be more rounded. I don't think that's quite the look, but they have a very different shaped face. So I'm gonna move on with this a little bit and see where it. Okay, so it looks like I am going to be taking brush and some brown, and I'm going to try and find something that's a similar color to what I have on here. And they have that, maybe this, maybe this. So I'm using my Revolution Reloaded palette in the color number 4 for anyone that cares about that sort of thing. And do the same thing down here on the outside slightly, I guess. That's what it looks like they're doing. Okay, let's see what else they do. So they said to go around the beard area, which I only have so much beard area here in white. So that's what I am doing. I don't have the Krylon stick white like they have. So I just have this. This is my Ben Nye. I think it's clown white or whatever they use. I don't know how, I think they go down underneath too. takes a lot of product when you're doing stuff like this. No wonder they charge so much for their shows and need tips, and always tip your drag queens as long as you can afford it, right? Like, I can't tip every drag queen every time I go out. That's just not possible. So what I find I do, if I go to a, like where I see people regularly, I try to make sure that I'm spreading it around to, various people, and not just giving the same money to the same people. Now, I do give more to the people I know, that's for sure. But that's just the way that is. So, I'm going to see what else they're doing. Okay. I think I want to put a little more white in because that's what they did. But I'm wondering if I put in this pearlescent color, I'm wondering if that will be interesting or a waste of my pearlescent product. I've certainly mucked up the container. Have to clean that off. I'm going to mess up my fingers next time. But let's just see what this gives me, because I want to lighten it a little anyway. Will this lighten it? Will this give it a sheen, a pearlescent sheen? Like, what's this going to do? Let's see. And yeah, we just put this over top of everything. I've never actually painted makeup onto my face. So there's a lot of firsts happening here. A lot of firsts. But I see now the benefit of putting that white down over that first. That's certainly helpful for getting that color to go down on there. Now, I'm not going to do a whole lot with my ears because that'll be like really hard to clean off, but I'm just going to hit the worst of the spots here so they don't look absolutely flesh colored. Now, I'm sure I go all the way up into here with these things. Yeah. This is so weird. Well, I guess while I'm putting this on, I can talk about, I went to the doctor's the other day on Wednesday. I've gone to the doctor many times in my, almost 60 years of existence. And out of nowhere, well, to me, out of nowhere, the doctor says, "Have you ever been tested for ADHD?" And I went, "No." And she said, "Did you ever consider maybe getting tested for ADHD?" And I thought, well, technically, I hadn't really thought about getting tested for it. But I have a lot of friends that have been diagnosed ADHD. And when they're talking to me and describing things and whatnot, I'm like, that sounds like me. That sounds like me. But not to the point where I thought, oh, I have ADHD. I just thought I can relate to a lot of the issues that people with ADHD have. And that was kind of weird, realizing that. And so, yeah, I took the test. The doctor gave me the test. And turns out I scored very highly on this test indicating that I have ADHD. So I started a medication yesterday. And it's a very odd feeling. I mean, I've tried a lot of different things in my life, medication wise. Let's just call it that. Because I have to live life. I have to see what life is and what things are. I don't like being told what I'm supposed to think about something or how I'm supposed to feel about something without me having actual knowledge of it. I don't know if that makes sense to people the way that I understand it. Um, but the thing is, when I did start this medication, it was it was something I hadn't experienced before. I didn't know what to expect. That's the first thing, first and foremost. Then I took the medication. In about an hour, I thought, am I noticing something? Is something different? I couldn't feel it. It wasn't like a high or anything. And I just thought, maybe not. Maybe it's just me imagining things. You know, I'm expecting to feel something or thinking I might feel something. So therefore, my brain turns it into, hey, you feel something. Then I was making my way back home. So it was about an hour and 22 minutes after I'd taken the medication. And I'm like, I am sure I'm noticing something. Something is different. I couldn't put my finger on it, but something felt different. And then by the 2 hour mark, it was absolutely clear. I'm used to seeing things like I take things in, like I would, I'd take in that background, but I was noticing every single detail of everything. Not in like a really obnoxious way or a really in your face, oh my gosh, like, I'm absolutely focused on the minutia. I was hyper aware of all the details in a way that I've never been. Now, I know that whatever feelings are, um, whatever it's like when you first go on it, that does go away because I guess you get used to it or the tolerance or something anyway. But it doesn't stay that way, which is, fine by me. I feel like I'm getting a wrestler mask look going here. Like that's kind of strange. I have a feeling this is supposed to be much lighter than what I've got going on here, but it is what it is. Because it can't be what it isn't, right? So I always say. So yeah, that's what's new with me. And it's kind of nice because, there's certain things that, through my entire existence, um, it just makes sense. And including like when I was, younger and in school and all kinds of things like that, like the areas of difficulty I had, it all just makes sense. But when I was in school, back in the 70s and 80s, ADHD was not a thing at all. It just didn't exist, like as a diagnosis. Now, I'm sure the people in the condition existed, just wasn't diagnosed as such. Maybe I'll just do the whole thing. Kind of makes more sense, doesn't it? whatever I do here now, watch it not come off. I'll be stuck with this on here for weeks, who knows? Especially when you start mixing things together, because they're not designed to be mixed together necessarily, and sometimes you create something else. Saying, okay, this product would have come out, this product would have come out, but you put them together and it's like, hey, they're permanent now. Now, chemically speaking, there's nothing in here that can do that, but as a rule, I just try to be cautious when I'm mixing things together. Well, I do like the fact that that gave me a different purple. I think my beard is cleaning it out of the bristles, so it's more concentrated. Yeah, my difficulty is trying to get things even and whatnot, but I don't know how far back I'm going with everything. Well, so far, for the most part, I just feel I've painted myself like a blueberry. That's kind of all I feel I have achieved. And it still reminds me of a wrestling mask. Hands are all messy. Okay, so they are doing it in a similar way. They are putting it on here, right? So highlight is here, and highlight is here, right? Highlight is here, highlight is here. Hmm. Okay. It's kind of weird. Let's see, do I blend that out? Clearly, that's the right thing to do. Okay, that clearly went too high in there. I think I need to fix my brown. Hmm. I'm probably making a whole mess of this. Of course, if I hadn't tried to move ahead, this part here they do with their finger, which is more delicate and makes more sense. but I kind of worked ahead without paying attention. So that was dumb. Very, very dumb. And I am taking my white off. Let's see, can I? Go in with the finger, and I think I'm combining types of makeup that shouldn't combine because a lot of the stuff I'm doing seems to be removing the stuff I've already done. And that's really not what I'm trying to do. Now I can take the sponge to this part. Oh, that's a little better. Yeah, I got a little dimension going. And they still have a lot lighter up here, so I'm going to keep doing that then. I'm going to try and put more of that up there. Because it's even lighter than the cheekbone area. And it goes right over to here. But yeah, definitely one of the best tools is your finger. Okay, so got a little crazy there when I went around. A little crazy. Okay, so now I will take sponge for the outside part here. I know this is more or less still just a template there because there's going to be more that happens with it. But I'm trying to keep my template visible to me so that I know what I'm doing. If you do this in green, I feel like that I Love Turtles kid. I love turtles.
Then you want to take your white and go ahead and start baking your tea. So. Into the rest of your complexion. Once you got in the base plan of what you want to do, now I like to go for like a mid-tone of what I'm going for. And it should take form pretty quickly and easily because you laid that base down already. You just want to make sure that you're blending it into the rest of your complexion. That's fine. Once you got in the base plan.
So it seems now that they're going darker in here. Okay, so I'm going to take and try and line this up here and here very high. And here. I don't think this is what she does, but I need something there to define what I screwed up. And in this case, it's going to be that. And I think it goes right from there up, there, up, up. I'm going to take and smoke that out a bit again with my browns. Okay. So it looks like she has put white in some places. I'm going to go white in here. And I'm going to use this white up in here, just because it's really a lot more noticeable. Now I know this is not just like what she's done. This is sort of my interpretation of things, right? Because that's not their eye at all. But I don't have the same face shape to start with. So I'm learning something. I'm still doing something. I am creating something new, and that's the important part. So it seems that they are highlighting or contouring with eyeshadow. So I'm going to take this palette of mine, the one that I use all the blushes and things from, Now, underneath that, I have 2 trays of multicolored things. So I'm going to scrape out some blue and use that. Let's see, I'll just scrape out this blue and see if, yeah, because they use small brushes and all kinds of things that way, or big brushes rather. I need to use my color changer because that's putting a blacky thing on there. I don't want that at all. I keep shutting the music off so I can watch this, and then I forget to turn the music back on in the background. So not a good way for me to do things, as I am discovering. But that's why I practice things. So let's see. And we're just going to put this over in here. And over in here. I'm going to take that same blue color, and I think that's what I'm going to use to sort of contour the nose a little more. Blue on there. And I'm going to try and blend that around a little before I do anything else. Yeah, trying to put a powder over top of this cream tends to not disperse as well. And again, I am going through and I'm picking up color. So I probably need to powder a lot more. But I think the big thing is I'm just not using the right products for this. I think that's just the truth of the matter. Okay, let me just see what else is involved. So I'm putting on some blush now, and I'm putting on an orange because I just thought that would be neat in a contrast to the purple and the blue. I could be wrong, but that is kind of what I'm going for in the color scheme. Don't want that too pronounced there. Just give a little color, but here I definitely want some orange. So that's what I did. I did orange. Okay, so I do have to clean this up a little bit more. I have to go right in here by the shape. And hopefully I will get that good. Yeah, that's better. Man, I used to hate this product, but I'm starting to appreciate it as I'm getting, I better watch what I say because I will jinx myself, as I'm getting better at applying that. Now, I don't know if this is just a semicircle. Uh-oh. I dropped that a little low. But it's going to be what it is. I'm gonna see. Because they're using a wide brush and a pomade, and I don't have. I have pomades, not in white, not a clean white appropriate brush to put that on. Yeah, well, I did the bottom now. Okay, I meant to go right up to where the eye is.
Because you can do it bigger on the bottom, you can do it smaller on the bottom, you can adjust the shape. I think today we're going for like a nice medium, maybe like an in between what I've been doing recently and what I showed up.
Okay, and it does go right out to here.
And recently I've been getting really especially in this corner here, you do not need to worry too much about precision because one, it's just really hard because that's where the eye wrinkles the most, and also because I'm going to take a black eyeliner from here all the way up and just clean that line up. From here to here, I want it to look like a semicircle. It's very round, very semicircle.
Okay, well I don't really have a semicircle, do I?
So it has this really nice teardrop to it. Finish the first layer of that.
Well, I started off that way, but it's not that way now.
Shadows here and just go ahead and clean it up a little bit. Even though I know I'm gonna do this later too. Nice, gorgeous. All right, now we're gonna do the left eye.
Not quite the teardrop that they have, but.
This is giving symmetrical enough. And so now, since this side is now dry, I'm going to go in with a second coat of that.
Well, I don't think I'm going to do a second coat of this. It's all textured as it is.
I'll take a clean brush or one that I only use for this. As the product is drying, give it a little bit of... All right. Fun. Okay. And then also sometimes when you powder with white, it can take some of the dimension out of the shadow. But I think because we're doing like browns here. Okay. And then we're going to go in with a fresh NYX Epic Ink eyeliner. I keep like 4 of these brand new on standby. First, I like to start on the bottom. See, this is where we're really trying to clean up that shape. Start drawing out the shape of the shadow that you want to do. I'm also going to go ahead and pull the eyeliner wing up. Then I like to do this while it's still pretty wet. Take a flat brush, but it also works if you just use a little brush like this.
They're going way ahead of me now. I was way behind, now they're way ahead of me.
And then just tap it around that edge. To not only set that...
Okay, mine looks nothing like theirs. Nothing. Okay. Okay, they did white around, they set that with white first, so I'm going to do that first. Oh, that just sealed my eye with that gummy product. It's getting really mucky now. Okay, let's see, what can I clean up with this? So much for the clean line. Oh, smudgy smoky again. But it's definitely coming off of there and everything else. It's certainly not my best application of anything. So they have the Epic liner, and they're doing that now from way up here, way down here, kind of like what I did, so I'm just kind of following what I did. Way down here. And make a semicircle here to here. And all the way up here. So I was doing it right.
Really doing a lot of the bandwidth, the work that you would be doing. Now we're gonna go in and do that on the other side. Closely to this top left corner. A lot of the Dawn eyeliner, or eye in general, is about these really sharp contrasts. So we have the very
Yeah, and I'm just getting muddy everywhere.
The white in the middle, and then we also have the sharpness of the point with the softness of the round inner eye. And now we're gonna go in and do the actual eyeliner. So first thing is I do this inner corner part.
Wait, there's eyeliner, what?
Then I want the makeup to be softer.
Okay, this is gonna be weird. So I have to, as much as this is all lumpy bumpy, I have to take this in here. And go down to there. No, I think I did that wrong too. Because that's got to go. It goes up to there. And it goes up to here. Up to here. Yeah, I was going to say mine is not nuanced. Mine is clunky. Try to get that in there. Okay, and then it goes here. And they're trying to fill this in. If I wasn't going to be out of an epic liner before, I'd be out of one soon. See, because it dries, this is probably a very good one for this. But it's not a good one for me to fill in all this space. So I think I'm going to do what I do, which is take my black grease stick, which is not going to be right for this, but I think it'll save me using up all of my NYX pencil. That works for me. Okay, let's see what else we have to do. Oh, my skin tone is coming through after all of that work. All of my skin tone's coming through. Well, the orange is there, but that's not my skin tone. Maybe I shouldn't have picked orange because it shows up the skin tone.
The eye is done. So now we must do.
Oh, if the eye is done, mine is really awful. See if I can clean that up some. That's a little cleaner. It's a little bit cleaner. Yeah, they're doing lips now. Oh, no, they're doing eyebrows. Clean flat brush and doing what color? What color are they doing? Oh, they're doing white first. Okay. So, maybe I'll just take this again. I'm going to take my flat brush here. Skibby's making some sounds. Let's see. And maybe up from there. Out. Oh. See, if this was a pomade, I think probably I should have done this with my... Yeah, I don't think that's working. I'm going to go in with my NYX Epic liner in the white and see. That should work better. Okay, and I think that is just the under part of the brow. I'm going to double check though, but I think, because the brow won't be done in white.
White powder with the white brush.
Oh, they're putting white powder on there? I'm not going through all of that, but I should. But everything's coming up anyway, so I'm not wasting any more product on that. Okay, they're doing theirs with the Epic liner up there, but I'm just going to go in with a NYX, my Lift and Snatch. Okay, maybe I should go in with the... I'm going to try with the Epic liner just to see if that makes a difference. Yeah. I don't hate that one. Oh, isn't that just a really thick eyebrow? Well, they're my eyebrows. They're what I've got today. They're not what I want, but they're what I've got. Let's see how much more of this we've got to do, because this is getting insane.
It's pretty dark, and I've been just adding teeny tiny little hairs.
Adding teeny tiny little hairs, yeah. See, I do that too, but it doesn't. Oops. My teeny tiny little hairs just got sloppy.
I don't know why I like to do this before the lip, but I have to go back and do it with the lip too.
Yeah, I just made that messy.
Little line across my nose.
Oh, they took the white. What are they? Oh, okay. They're doing some stuff. They're doing some stuff here. Oh, my battery is running low. Well, then I will just plug that right in. Time to plug that in. There. Is that better? Okay. So they went underneath here with that. Okay. And went a little bit here. Okay. Now what else did they do? They did some things with the lips, but I didn't see that.
Under the eye.
Okay, so they are still doing that. Okay, so sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Not quite so harsh. Um, okay, so it says to take the eyebrow or the eyeliner and draw here. that's a very different way of doing a mouth. Okay. See what else is next. Okay, so he drew up this way. They drew them up this way, but I have mustache there, so that's no good for that. Okay, so yeah, they're really drawing them in. I can't do any of that because of my mustache. That's okay.
Okay. You kind of want to take the black eyeshadow pretty far up to where your natural lip bends.
I do, but I'm not going to do that right now. But I'm going to get some of this black here.
Okay, then I'm using a NYX Liquid Suede in brown.
I don't have NYX Liquid Suede in brown. So that's like a liquid lipstick.
Alright, then with a mixture of my finger and my eyeshadow brush, I'm going to kind of merge these two to get a nice blended lip color. Gone with the wind, I'm fabulous. Once your lip is nice and blended.
Okay, so I need to put something on there. I'm going to put on, what have I got? I don't really have a brown or anything, so I think I'm just going to have to go with this splash here of this color. And see. I don't know. I think that just kind of took a lot off of what I did. So I think that whatever change of shape I did on my mouth, I just removed.
The next one, that just gives it that real dimensionality to it. So now we're going to go in and finish up some highlight details. Dot, oh, dot, dot, dot. Okay. And then depending on the look, I'll usually mix up the freckle situation, but I almost always do one big white one right there. One big white one right there.
Okay, freckle situation. Okay, using the white again. So looks like use, why do you do it here? Okay, and one here. One right between the eyes. They do something here. Where my mustache is, that's no good. They also do one down here. I think I put it in the wrong spot because it's like, is it meant to be like a highlight? And then they take and just do a whole lot of just little light ones. Yeah, if the color wasn't coming off my face, this would be way cooler. I've never put the little dots on before. That's kind of fun. Um, yeah, there's a lot of this. It's very different and very fun. I'm not going to put eyelashes on or the mascara or anything today, but I do see how that would have, filled out this look. Um, yeah, it's really interesting how it gets achieved. But that's it. So until the next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.